What's up, world? It's your girl, Miana, and we are back for our Wednesday video. And today we are actually going to switch it up and start something that I've been wanting to do, which is our mental health stories. So I have a story that you guys are going to be able to see. I'm going to put it up right here so you all can read along. And we're going to go through, just kind of read it, and then in the end talk about what's going on with the story, what happens, and yeah. So if you're interested in some mental health stories and interested to hear other people's lives and what other people have to go through, stay tuned. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if you like videos like this, you like hearing different people's mental health stories, and you want to know what's going on. So yeah, let's get into the story. Mental health story. Okay, so I'm going to put everything over here so you guys can read along with me. Like I said, everything's going to be anonymous, stay anonymous, because I don't want anyone to be offended or to find out anything. Okay, so this is one of the shorter stories that I actually found. So it starts off with, I hate how people are expected to wait weeks, possibly months, for mental health appointments. You already got my attention, because baby, that's a problem. Anybody who's ever tried to make a mental health appointment knows. Okay, but so last month I had an appointment that I had to book out 2 months in advance. From then on, my next appointment is a month and a half away. Out of all the things to make people wait for, this is probably one of, if not the worst. Does the government or anyone with any position of power understand the consequences of making people who are trying to get their mental health examined wait long periods of time? More funding needs to be put into this. Also, I wish society was less toxic and edgy towards each other, but I digress. You don't gotta digress, sis. You do not have to digress. We know. Sorry, my window is open. I myself am doing okay, but I can't imagine the pain others go through when they are told that they have to wait several weeks or even months to get their next appointment, and how agonizing it can be. It's like you're about to reach the finish line at a race and you slowly shrink in size. It's taking progressively more and more time, energy, and probably psychological madness to reach the finish line. Just felt a need to rant is all. And then some of the comments under it, and a few of the other people say, because this is actually from a website that I found just to kind of start the story off. So a few of the comments that I see that definitely stand out would be, this one person said, a major event happened in my best friend's life back in October, and until yesterday, she wasn't able to get help for it. She needed it. Why was she not able to get it sooner if it was killing her, having to keep her... The grammar of some of these posts. She needed that. Why wasn't she not able to get it sooner if it was killing her, having to keep everything to herself and a few friends? The world would be so much better if there was as much care for mental health as there is for physical health. That's a gem right there. The world would be much, much better and much different if we cared as much about mental health as we do with physical health. Tried booking an appointment with a psychiatrist. Nope, referrals only, and appointments take 5 to 7 weeks after that. How can any mentally ill person honestly wait that long? And then this one I thought was interesting. It says, here in Denmark, I can cancel one day before, but I also need to be aware I might have to wait another month for an appointment. I've waited for my appointment for 3 months, and that time my problem has gotten so much bigger. In school, I'm constantly depressed and anxious, and I have suicidal thoughts all the time. I just want to be heard by someone who can help me. I'm tired of suffering. I feel like I'm in someone else's body and personality, like I don't belong here. Living on is pure torture to me right now. Why would people have to go through this? I'm only 15 years old. Why can't I have a normal life? That last one escalated pretty quickly. But I definitely will say, in relation to the story and the comments, that is something huge that even I have had to deal with and had to experience. And I know a lot of my friends and a lot of people that I've even talked to and worked with have experienced finally, like I don't think people genuinely understand how much energy and how much strength it takes for someone to finally decide, okay, I want to go get help. Just for you to get all that energy together to go get help, to be told that nobody can see you for 1 to 2 months. And I definitely agree with the original poster and the story that I read. Out of all things that kind of need to be urgent, mental health is definitely like one of the top things that needs to be urgent and one of the top things that needs to be handled when it comes to doctor's appointments. So I definitely would say scheduling mental health appointments, trying to be seen, is something that is extremely difficult. It's something that is a very big problem in our society, and especially in America, because I know I do have a few elephants that are not in America, and I don't want this to not involve you, but especially in America, one of our big issues is being able to find a psychiatrist or even being able to find a provider that's close to you. That's one of the issues you're going to have, because depending on where you live, if you don't live in a heavy populated city or like a metropolitan area, psychiatric offices and mental health help is not at all like down the street like how a doctor's office would be. So first you have to even find someone that's relatively close, or that's close enough for you to get to receive your help. Then once you even get there, you have to see if they take your insurance. If you have insurance. Some people don't have insurance, so they just have to pay out of pocket. If you do have insurance, you have to see if they will even take your insurance, because a lot of insurance companies don't cover mental health appointments. So that's now 2 things that you have to go through. Mind you, you've already had to go through your own mental problems, talk yourself through your own mental issues of, okay, I need to get help. Let me get myself together. Let me do this. I need to go get help and speak to someone. You finally have gotten past that, just for you to have to run into finding someone to even speak to. And if you are, before we even get to number 2, if you are like me, you want someone that can relate to you. And I apologize if this comes off wrong, and I apologize if I offend anyone. I'm a black girl from a 95% black area. I wear wigs. I keep plastic bags in my drawer. Like, my mama is a Christian woman that is, like, I'm a black girl. So when it comes to a lot of the issues that I deal with and have to go through and I want to talk about with people, I want to talk about it with someone that's a black girl. Because I feel like that's the best way for me to be able to express my feelings and actually be understood and actually be able to get the help that I truly want. Not saying that anyone is less capable of helping me. I just know for me personally, for my own happiness and my own inner peace, I prefer to have a therapist or a counselor that looks like me. So I now have to find a psychiatric office that is close to me, that has a counselor that I would even want to speak with and want to work with, that accepts my insurance, if I have insurance, that accepts my insurance. So now those 3 things I have to deal with. And then on top of that, finally found a place, found a counselor that accepts my insurance, I'm ready to make an appointment, and you tell me I gotta wait 2 months. That is the American mental health system in a whole, pretty much. It is taking people that are already on edge, already need help as soon as possible, as quickly as possible, and they put them in a system of insurance issues. If mental health is actually even deemed a problem or deemed something that needs to be paid for by insurance, because to some insurance companies, mental health may be cosmetic or a pre-existing condition or just something that's not mandatory to them. Especially when it comes to things like eating disorders and bipolar disorder and suicidal thoughts. Even when it comes to suicide, a lot of insurance companies feel like that's not on them because it's a mental thing and not a physical thing. So it's just a lot of issues when it comes to mental health in America. But I definitely feel like one of the biggest issues or one of the biggest drawbacks would be the lack of counselors. And I know that that's probably like, what do you mean? There's so many counselors. There's a lot of counselors. Clearly, there's a lot of counselors. However, the reason why it takes 2 and 3 months to get appointments, or why there's so few psychiatric offices near where people live, is because there's not many counselors. There's not enough counselors to be able to honestly help and provide the proper resources to the actual quantity of people in America that really struggle with mental health problems. And now we live in a society where people are more open and more willing to talk about mental health, more willing to talk about getting help and having issues. So you have these people who originally have never thought about receiving help, have never thought about being on medication, who now feel comfortable getting help, and they're trying to go and get help and they can't. And it's just, what does that say about not only America's mental health system, but what does that say to the person? If the person finally was able to stand on their own 2 feet and ask for help, just to be told you can't get it right now. Like, okay, here's help, but you can't get it right now. If anything, that in itself can make somebody that's going through a mental health crisis or a very bad episode even worse. So I definitely agree with this entire story. I agree with the comments. Getting psychiatric appointments, getting counseling appointments is ridiculous. I can get a dentist appointment. I can get an OBGYN appointment. I can get a dermatologist appointment before I can get an appointment to see a counselor. And that is a problem. Yeah, that's my 2 cents on this story. If you guys like these stories, like hearing about other people's situations, make sure you stay tuned. I have a lot of crazy stories that I plan on recording and adding into this. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm so excited to post this. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on all of our social media, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.